What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This is the Sugarhill Gang Podcast, and I am the M-A-S, the T-E-R, the G with a double E. I am the Master G, and I'm joined by my brothers and my peoples, my warriors in the struggle. Say what's up, T Dynasty.
What's up, T Dynasty? Where's he at?
And we couldn't do it without my man, Pots and Pans, Hen Diggity, Hen Dog.
No doubt.
What's up, Hen Dog?
Yeah, I like that.
And today, and right now, and all over the world, people of all nations, all religions, all creeds, and all colors, put your hands together and show your love for Godfrey.
What up? What up, legends? What's happening? What's happening? What up? It's a what a guan, whatever.
Boy, I said.
What up, bomba clad, man, a ras. I'm not Jamaican. Yo, it's a pleasure to be on here. I remember when Master G sent me a DM. I was like, wait a minute, and I literally said, "Is that the M-A-S? The T-E-R?"
No, and let me tell you the deal on that joint, right? So, you know, we just got the podcast going and we working to make it happen. And you know, and I have to give my brothers their props. You know, they're tech savvy, and you know, my Hen Dog he's Instagram and Facebook, and I don't have none of that. Okay, you hear me, Godfrey? I don't have none of it. Okay, so our people was like, yo, you need to make a message and send it to Godfrey. I'm like, okay, fine, no, whatever, no problem. So I was like, damn, what do I do? So that's why I was like, come on, man, do the show, man. Come on, do the show.
And I thought it was fake because I didn't know, because you know there's a lot of sometimes people will use they'll use the Sugar Hill Gang pictures just for their account. It doesn't mean it's them. You know what I'm saying? So when it was yesterday, damn, I said, yeah, because I saw the documentary and I said, oh yeah, that's his face. I said, yeah, man. You know what I mean? I was like, what?
And they had to tell me, they just, because I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, you want me to send him a message? I was like, wow, okay, whatever, no problem. But then they explained to me that, you know, because again, I'm not in the whole, you know, mix. You know, I don't know how it goes. It was like, yo, man, it's a whole lot of people that say whatever, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I was like, yeah, well, I mean, you know, because, you know, I had already been a fan anyway, you know what I mean, of yours. I've been checking you out for a while, man. I mean.
Wow, that's cool, man. It's so crazy because, you know, with the hip-hop game, which you guys are literally pioneers, that's like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't even understand that it's even like, with the whole, just when I talked to Grandmaster Kaz not too long ago.
Kaz, shout out, he's our boy. Yes.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, and just that whole the Big Bang Hank thing. Yeah, that whole stuff, and talked to him about a month ago. Yeah, and that was crazy. And just all the stuff that we grew up on, like you guys literally built the culture for us. And when I started doing comedy in Chicago, you know, I grew up in Chicago. So when I started comedy and years later, you realize, holy shit, these same people that you came up on are watching you.
Like, no question.
Because you forget, we're black folks. We're all black people. We're like, we're black people. We're black people. We all go, but you know, the entertainment game separates that. It makes it seem like there's another world because, you know, we're watching you guys on TV and video like, wow, what's that? Oh my God, they're on that MTV show. They're on this. So you're thinking it's a different world. You know what I mean?
But it's not.
It's just a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Smoke and mirrors and shit.
Yes,
we're just normal motherfuckers, you know, like you're sitting in your living room right now or your office or normal. You know, you just finished eating cereal and shit. Yeah.
So, you know, so Godfrey, here's the deal. That's what we do. We do with this to everybody. We ask every single person because, and I'll set it up for you. The main reason why our team came to us and said we should do this podcast is because, like you said, you know, Sugarhill Gang, Wonder Mike, Master G, we are basically the beginning of commercial hip hop globally. And for 41 years, we have been a part of the world, but nobody really knows us. You know what I mean? Like, no, this is like, for example, I've seen you, whatever the case may be, but nobody, this is the first time we physically talked. So that was the reason why. And then for me, I was a big time recluse anyway. I just, you know, I was totally out of it. So this was like my opportunity to be able to talk to people like you and, you know, finally understand, I call it the magnitude of us, finally understand, you know, how many people we've affected. So here's the deal. This is the thing we ask everybody. Tell us your Rappers Delight story. Where first time you heard Rappers Delight, your experience, you know, what was that like for you? Where was it, and what was that like for you?
Well, my mom was a big, and you know, my parents were Nigerian, rest of it, Nigerian 100%. But you know, you growing up in Chicago, you know, the scene in Chicago, Soul Train started in Chicago. So, you know, and you know, the Jacksons lived in Indiana. They were Gary. That's like 45 minutes away from Chicago.
I used to live in Crete. I used to have a house in Crete.
Oh, in Crete, Monique, Crete.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Crete. Yeah, I had a house out there in the county out that way.
That's crazy. Wow.
Right on the Indiana borderline, the Illinois-Indiana borderline.
Wow.
I lived there. I had a house there for 10, 15 years. Yeah.
It's crazy. My mom was every week, you know, we watched Soul Train every week. You know, that's what you did. You watched Soul Train. We had music, you know, American Bandstand, blah, blah, blah. Music was always part of us in our family. You know, my parents we had a lot of records, you know, everybody did. But funny is we had country music, soul music, and, you know, Nigerian music. My uncle was a famous musician in Nigeria, and I have another cousin. Wow. Huge, yeah. You had Fela, you had King Sunny Ade, you had my Uncle Sonny Okosun, So we were always, music was always, my mother bought records every week, just every record, every hit. We didn't miss shit. No matter, it could Kenny Rogers, from Temptations to Kenny Rogers to Dolly Parton to Isaac Hayes. We had everything. And so when you guys came, my mother bought was it the 12-inch joint?
Yeah.
With the Sugar Hill with the
candy cane. The candy cane. That was a candy cane. Yeah.
We was like, woo. So I remember the RCA, the phonograph we had, you know, thing that, you know, moves like that.
Yeah.
You start the thing on. Yeah. Whoop, it. And you put it or the beginning. And I sometimes go up to that when I do comedy shows. They go, yo, what song you want to go up? Let's go up on Sugar Hill. Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. I go from Nas to Wu-Tang Clan, Sugar Hill, or Grandmaster Flash. I do The Message, or I do because to me, Rappers Delight, that opening is some of the coldest shit. Just the bongo. God damn. And people already know, because when you're getting on stage, everyone's like, hey. I mean, even white folks are like, I know this one. Yeah, I know this one, man. Woo! Yeah. Because that was their white folks, that was their first time literally memorizing lyrics like that. And it was like, it's like The Message, Don't Push Me. Everyone knows those. Those were major songs. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something. The beautiful thing about Rappers Delight was that was the first time I memorized the whole song like that. Like, wow. And we thought it was so difficult because you guys were just going and going and going. And I memorized that. We played, me and my brother, we played it over and over and over and over. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I swear to God, if I ever get Alzheimer's, that's the only shit I'm gonna remember. I ain't gonna remember my family. I'm gonna be like, who are you all? Get out of my goddamn house. I said, here. You know what I'm saying? And so that what'd you say?
Crazy, man. It's so crazy because basically we know exactly where you're coming from, because just the other day I'm riding in the car he young cat. He about 15, 20 years younger than I am, but he cool.
Yeah.
So we listening to this song. You know, I'm listening to the beat. The beat is crazy, but I couldn't understand shit what he was saying. So after the song went off, I looked at him and I said, "Yo," I said, "Please tell me, man, what is he saying?" He said, "Hell, I don't know. I just like the beat."
Crazy.
Yeah, so man, that meant so much to us. That was just being part of Black culture, man. It's like you guys gave us swag, man. Like just, you know, you don't realize because I was so young, but still you look back and you go, that song still hits. That shit is still banging. Like just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Our culture is just so incredible, man. Like, yeah. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was going to say that, you know, the power of that record. I mean, like I said, you know, we cut that record. Now it's 41 years ago now.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And
wow.
It has taken me this long, seriously, to really start to drink in how powerful this song. I mean, you know, the record's been everywhere. It's all over the place. I'm not talking about that. I mean, the monetary stuff. I'm just saying, like, it's so many people. Like, there's not a place, there's not a planet, there's not a time, there's not a situation, and there's very few songs like that, like you said, that somebody will say stuff like, well, do you know who do this? And then I don't know who that is. It'd be like, oh no, you know who do this. Like, seriously, you ever heard of what? Or they'll do, and this is the thing I get all the time, like with people say, you know, Master G want to talk to you. What? The MAS, the T. I mean, it's like, and I've even had people say, I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to do it, but I got it. The MAS, the T. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
A G to the double E, man. I go by the unforgettable name of the medic of the Master G. Well, but, I mean, this shit is wonderful. It's not even and see, I get, it's like, you know what it is? I think this is me theorizing that, you know, you're going, I'm a human being. I'm not a fucking toy, dude. Sometimes you may go, it's like, you know what? When I was watching the documentary on, I think it was the Brady Bunch, and a lot of the people from the Brady Bunch hated the fact that people knew Bobby and Cindy and Barry Williams, who played Greg, was like, he made a good point. He goes, hey man, I chose to pick that character. Fuck it. I'm like, I embrace it. First of all, we really impacted a lot of people. You know, I never took it as I'm not Greg Brady. I'm Greg Brady. All right, fuck it. You know, he embraced it. He goes, I love it. First of all, the fact that they remember me and I'm still relevant, dude, I'm cool with that shit. I think it's awesome. I chose to audition for that character. I chose to be that character. If I didn't want to do that, I shouldn't have done it. And I love it because people literally genuinely love what you did for them as far as television. And I think you were taking it, because some cats would be like, treating you like you're like a fucking animal. Like,
no. I'm telling you, like I said, it's taken me, you know, I've been through a whole wave. Like you said, you saw the documentary, so you know what was going on with that. So I've been through, like, I loved it. And then, you know, I went through all of the 90s. I was like, I don't want no parts of it. Don't talk to me about it. Don't bring it up, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, later on, moving into the 2005, of course, when, you know, me and Mike got back together, I was ready for it. And then, so even in the first initial 2005 to 2010, I was still, you know, this is my thing. This is me. This is what I want to do. But I was still fighting. I mean, it hasn't been till 16 that we, you know, got everything straight, and, you know, we've been, you know, on the track and so forth, that I have really started to, like, okay, you know what? Like you just said, I am this guy, you know, this is my deal. And, you know, and I'm living it through the experience of the world. Literally. Yeah,
you literally, your importance is bigger than you think. But I get the trauma of that shit. Just watching that damn documentary, I'm like, I get why you pissed. Like, because people don't understand. Even as a performer like me, you guys perform longer than me, but still, there's some horrible shit that goes on in our business with comedians. You know how horrible a lot of comedy business too.
It's gotta be tough.
Talk about it.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. It's like there's people that you even know that you might go, oh, they're so funny. I go, but they're pieces of shit. They ain't shit. You know that, and in your business, it's like fuck them, fuck that dude, fuck her, fuck that, and it's like, and you know, and I love the art form itself, like the art when I'm on stage and I'm performing, because that's just all me, ain't got nothing to do with anybody else. I love the art, but the business part is where the fuck shit happens. Excuse my French, but that's where the fuck shit happens.
Yeah.
So tell me, man, how old were you when you realized that this was going to be, you know, your lane, your destiny? You know, you wanted to become a comedian. And the second part of my question for you is that, did you know before becoming a comedian, did you have inspiration of becoming an actor too as well, or they both came at the same time?
Listen, it's so funny because growing up in Chicago, whenever, and I wanted to be first a baseball player. You know, I was, you know, you're little. I'm like, I'm gonna be a baseball player because I was a baseball head. You know what I'm saying? Reggie Jackson, even though what you say?
I see the Yankee. I see the Yankee.
I missed the Yankees. Let me tell you how I grew up in Chicago because I grew up around the Cubs, the Chicago Cubs. So I was always around there. I grew up by the Chicago Stadium. So you know, the Cubs sucked so badly. We were so terrible that I used to watch the Yankees on NBC. I would watch Reggie Jackson and Bucky Dent and Willie Randolph. I was a Yankee fan because the Cubs were so bad that I and everybody loved Reggie Jackson.
Right.
What?
They did the curse.
Yeah, the curse.
And Reggie Jackson was so prominent with black people because who's this guy with this afro spilling out of the side of his head with sunglasses on hitting home runs? Who the fuck does that? Who hits a baseball with sunglasses on, dog? That's coming 90 miles an hour. Who the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So everybody wanted to be Reggie Jackson. I even bought that shitty ass candy bar he had. Remember that shitty candy bar?
Reggie bar.
It was a pile of shit, and we thought it was gonna help me hit better. Remember, it looked like a doo-doo in a wrapper. And I said, if I eat a Reggie bar, I'm gonna smack home runs, baby. You know what I mean? So I wanted to be a baseball player, and then I wanted to be an astronaut because I was a science nerd. My father was an educator in Chicago for 45 years, so he was a teacher. So education was it was the first and foremost thing. My mother was a nurse, father just hardworking. Education first. That was always it. Always in the library. Always at museums. My parents made sure we did all of that. Museums, art, science, history. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Get the permission slip, sign the permission slip, go. Yeah, my father would be like, you have to go. You have to go. You have to study. You have to education. You have to get your education. Or my father would beat the shit out of us. That's another thing. He said, I will smack your face. Go and study. You have to get an A. You can't fail. You cannot fail. But it was a beautiful thing because it made you smart. Made me smart. I liked being smart. That was cool, being hip and smart. So I wanted to be an astronaut, but on some real shit, my mother, I would get all, I had all the posters of the space shuttle, and I was nerdy. I used to watch Carl Sagan's Cosmos. You know Neil deGrasse Tyson, the new guy? I used to watch the old white dude, Carl Sagan.
Right.
Oh, I was real nerd. Not nerd as in goofy. I loved learning. And so I would watch the science shows, and I had posters. But then one day I told my mother, I said, I don't think I want to be an astronaut anymore. She goes, why not? I said, there are no black people. I'm scared. Because they might put me in the wrong rocket. God damn it.
That's deep.
So your ass out of the way.
I don't even have a space helmet. I got a football helmet on. Can't breathe. Fuck them motherfuckers. So I changed. I decided not to do this, but I wanted to be an astronaut for a minute, but I was like, nah. Then Guy Buford came, Guy Buford. First black astronaut, Guy Buford. Then I was like, oh, that's cool. Mae Jemison. And I was like, you know, then I started switching. Right. Then when I got to college real quick, I was a pre-med psychology major. So I was interested in psychology. I love the brain. I still am. I love Freud, all that Freud shit, all that. I like the way the brain works. I like the science of the brain. So I got my degree in psychology. I went to University of Illinois and I got my degree in psychology. So
get a
and then then when I was in college, Tommy David, I would, you know, in college, you become more expressive. You're like a fake adult. You think you the shit. You know what I mean? You 19. You think I became militant too because I would go see the minister in Chicago at the mosque. I'd go see the minister. Right. So I was reading. We formed an African American Studies group. You know, because at University of Illinois there's only 45,000 students, 800 black. That's only 800 black there. Yeah, when I was there. Yeah. So, but we all stuck together like. Bam, all the fraternities, the Qs, the Kappas, everybody, we went to our own parties, we did that, we were like that. And so I started, you know, studying, you know, Malcolm X, James Baldwin, Zora Neale Hurston. I was reading, my book collection is crazy. So I was like, you know, became more expressive in talking about injustices and stuff like that while I was in school. And so, but I was funny with the shit. I was like holding, you know, you hold court in the cafeteria, you know, while you eating Fruit Loops and shit for dinner, because the food was shit. So we just and so people. I was like, man, I'm thinking, man, I started thinking maybe I should try to stand up shit. I would start watching Richard Pryor in college. In the dorm, we watching Pryor and Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, I had seen Eddie Murphy in Raw. He came live. I saw Eddie Murphy live. Yeah, saw him live. Wow. And then Tommy Davidson really put the fire under me because Tommy Davidson came from In Living Color. Tommy Davidson came and performed, and he hung out with us on the campus. We showed him around. Yeah, man. And I said, I think I want to do this. I think I want to do this. And then a girl that I was dating at the time, one day she wrote down everything I said. One day I was just telling jokes, and she wrote down everything I said. And she said, because she was a writer, that was her major. And I said, yo, she goes, you wrote all this. She goes, you keep talking about doing stand-up. She goes, you need to do that shit. The stuff you talking about is so different and so intelligent, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah. So when I went back to Chicago, because University of Illinois is 2.5 hours.
Champaign-Urbana. Champaign-Urbana. I know, near Bloomington.
Right.
Down there by
exactly,
Bloomington.
you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know. So I was like, boom. So I said, I'm going to do it. So when I got back to Chicago for a break, I went to an open mic. I started an open mic with a friend of mine. I started as a team. It was me and another guy. We started as a comedy team. It was Godfrey and Alexander. And I said, why don't we try to do it? Yeah, we did it for like a year. The first person we opened up for was Adele Gibbons.
Oh,
yeah, Adele Gibbons. That's my homie. Adele Gibbons, legend.
Yeah.
And so from there, I got a little sick of the duo thing because he wasn't really in sync with me because you got to be on both. You got to work together. And so one day it was a club called All Jokes Aside. It was in Chicago. All Jokes Aside was the #1 black comedy club. It wasn't a white-owned club with a black night. It was all owned black people, 7 days a week. Bam. Shout out to Bernie Mac, George Wilborn, all my I saw everybody there. Mark Curry, D.L. Hughley. Wow. I saw Sinbad. That's how I've been friends with Sinbad. Everybody came through Chicago. Cedric the Entertainer from St. Louis. Everybody. And so I remember one day being in a hallway and I was pissed off. And Steve Harvey was the headliner at the time. And Steve was like, yo, what you good? You good? I go, nah, I'm tired of my partner he isn't working as hard as I am. And I remember this fucking like it was yesterday. Steve Harvey goes, how much you getting for what you doing? I said, I'm getting about $100. He goes, ain't you tired of splitting that shit? I was like, yeah. And this Steve Harvey goes, cut his ass.
That's him.
And from there, I started doing comedy by myself, just solo shit. And that's when I met Bernie Mac. I was doing his open mics, his variety show night and Mondays at the Cotton Club in Chicago. You know, Cotton Club. Yeah. So I started doing that.
Another Chicagoan, Bernie Mac.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac. Yeah. I was around Bernie, like regular. Like Bernie was my man, and Bernie took me under his wing. And Bernie was that motherfucker, you know. I'm gonna tell you something about Ricky. You know, I was the first person imitating Bernie Mac. I was the first comedian. Crazy. I'll be on stage going, let me tell you, motherfucker, I'm tired of being sick and tired, you know. Fuck all that. Crazy motherfucker, you know. I was that dude. And so Bernie took me under his wing. And long story short, you know, Bernie, what he did to Def Jam, he started to get more bigger at Def Jam. Yeah. And he let me host. Sometimes he let me host his variety night. He gave me the pleasure of hosting his variety night one whole summer because he was on the road with Def Jam. And that's when you saw the blooming of Bernie Mac and me. And then I moved to New York City. I started going, I said, man, let me come out to New York City. I don't know if you guys know who TK Kirkland is.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Yes.
T to the motherfucking K and get your ass out.
TK Kirkland.
So TK met me in Chicago and got me my first manager and said, you need to come out to New York. I got some people you need to meet. So TK was the spark that made me start going to New York City. God. And then eventually I moved there. He got me my first manager, the host. So TK, people say what TK they want about him. He's telling the truth. TK is the one that got me into New York. You know what I mean? So from there, that's how the comedy shit pretty much started, man. Yeah.
Right. With being a comedian, and we know a lot of guys that are on the road that do this. This is their job. Do people just expect you to be funny at all damn times?
Yeah, they do. So you know, they do, man. I mean, and let's be real. Like comedians, a lot of times we are funny. A lot of times, I mean, we are. But it's how you do it. It's like me going up to Master G and go, yo, man, just rhyme that shit real quick.
Oh, there you go. Yes, sir.
You know, it's like it's an art form, but we're human beings, man. We're human. We're human beings. Right. You know, like if the time is right and you all in a group and you feel like doing it, then so be it. But right now I'm sitting here, I'm eating something, I'm being normal, man, and you just go, yo, man, but sometimes it comes from insecurity because they're so excited to see you or know you, they don't know what to say. It's like when they see a pretty ass chick, they go, they say some dumb shit to her, like, you got the nice, I love your toes, you know. They don't know how to just talk to them like a normal person.
And I've been learning that, man. I've had to learn that because, like you said, you just hit it. The most of the time, people, and I call it fanning out. Most of the time, what happens, especially when you're somebody recognizable like you are, Godfrey, you know, or like, you know, in my case, you know, where people find out, you know, who I am or they recognize me, they immediately fan out. It like goes from, and you can experience this, and you guys know what I'm talking about. It goes from just a regular situation to a fan out situation. You know what I mean? And then they just get weird. The wildest thing comes out. Can you tell me what it's like to write a rap when you go to sleep? Like, what are you talking about? And it's like obscure stuff like that.
Yeah, because I don't know what happens in their brain. Like I said, I love brain shit. It just they don't know socially. It just kind of malfunctions, you know. And but my thing is, as what I try to do sometimes. I mean, I'm human, and I like to show my human side because someone will say, "Yo, tell us a joke now." I go, "I'm not a clown, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm not a clown, bro." And they'll be like,
"Most people can't."
What the hell?
What in the world? Oh my God!
Where'd you get that mask from, bro?
Right?
Is Halloween coming up? You preparing?
There you go. Can you guys see me? You guys can see me, right? Godfrey, you can see me?
We can see you.
Okay, cool. Keep going. Get on. This is amazing. This is.
Oh, you guys good? Somebody just disappeared. Who's Diamond? Diamond, we don't see you.
Diamond, you just disappeared. But you
there you are.
Go ahead, keep going, man. Go with that, Godfrey.
Oh, okay. So, fuck was I saying? Yeah, so
we talking about the fan out thing, yeah.
For me, my thing is this: the fact that I'm a real regular dude, I'm a normal guy, and so that levels it off. Like they go, oh, it's not. Yeah, first of all, I don't hang around with a big ass entourage. I don't do that. And I'm sitting there, I do normal shit. They go, man, you just hanging right here. I go, yeah, it's Earth, man. This is where I live. This is where I live, and you happen to run into me. Like, yeah, right. A lot of this shit is smoke and mirrors. I'm telling you, a lot of these cats be with a big ass, unless you're super, super famous. I get that because people will come and tell. But I mean, I know where I'm at as far as my popularity, and I get love all over the place. Like, yo, my man, but not everybody gives a fuck. Everybody ain't checking for you. That's just narcissistic, grandiose bullshit. Right. A lot of people don't give a fuck. They are going about their goddamn, like I tell people, even if you're famous, have you noticed a lot of people don't know who you are? Because they don't give a fuck. They got other shit to do. And that's okay. That's okay.
That's fine. Right.
That's fine. That's what life is. You know what I mean? Birds are flying. There ain't no birds landing on your shoulder going, yo, my man, oh shit.
Right. It's all right. Get over it.
It's okay. And I think as a person, I have to try to jump into their shoes too. I gotta, because a lot of time empathy happens from when you look at their perspective. It took me a while to learn that. If someone just goes, hey man, and you go, yo man, get the fuck. I go, wait a minute. That person's a fan. Yeah. Right. And the word fan comes from the word fanatic.
Yeah.
It comes from the word fanatic. That's where fan comes from. So I chose this job. I chose to be out and expose myself. That's the narcissism in me, because I thought I was cute and shit. I thought I was funny. And I took my black ass up on the stage. So I need to shut the fuck up and quit tripping, because let's be real. Not every single person is going to come at you crazy. Not every single, it's okay for them to be excited. It's all right, because I've been excited when I see, but I don't go crazy, but I go, I'm excited as fuck, but I can keep my, oh man, okay, yeah, okay, right. Oh shit, man, goddamn. When I met Eddie Murphy at a premiere, that must be crazy. Yeah, I met Eddie Murphy at a premiere, and I did shows with Charlie Murphy. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah, we knew Charlie too. He was a good friend.
Yeah, good guy.
All right, good. And I saw Eddie at this thing, and he was by himself, and I walked over to him, and I said, "What's up, Eddie?" And he knew who I was. He said, "Hey, Godfrey, what's up?" And so I'm not gonna lie, in my head, I was like, "Eddie knows me, man! Oh, motherfucking bullshit, man! Suck my ass, Eddie! Fuck you, man! You the fuck you, man!" Yo, Eddie Murphy saying my name, I shit my pants. I was like, oh, Eddie knows me, man. But I was calm. I was like, hey, what's going on, man? But in my brain, I'm like, the motherfucker knows me, man. I'm sitting next to Eddie Murphy. Man, it's crazy. But on the outside, I'm like this. Hey, man, how you been, man? Cool, man. Are you thinking about coming to stand up? And he's talking, and he saw me. I did this movie called Fat Girls with Monique.
Mm-hmm.
And
good movie.
I'm one of the main characters in it. And so Eddie tells me, hey, man, I was watching Fat Girls last night with Tracy, me and Tracy watching you, and you're the main reason why I watched it. You really held that movie. And so I'm like, man, I appreciate that. In my head, I'm like, Eddie Murphy loved me in the movie. He saw me in the movie, man. Oh, shit. God damn. Yeah. I was fucking, because he's the greatest comedic actor ever. When you hear Eddie Murphy's name is so popular that you think Eddie Murphy has a last, you don't even know if he has a last name. What's Eddie Murphy's last name? What's Eddie Murphy's last name, man? What's Michael Jackson's last name? What's Denzel Washington's last name, man? What's the last name of Eddie Murphy? What's Eddie Murphy? It's Eddie Murphy. It's Eddie Murphy. It's not Eddie Murphy. It's Eddie Murphy. Even my African dad loved Eddie Murphy. When my father brings up, you're famous. My father goes, Eddie Murphy. Very funny. I like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy. It's like Eddie Murphy is very rich. He has lots of money. Eddie Murphy. I like Eddie Murphy. Very funny movies. Very funny. Yeah.
I want to ask you a question, man. Since we on Eddie, would you say that being a comedian allows you, along with your talent as well, but being a comedian helps you to play different characters in a movie? Because what was so impressive about Eddie was that in Nutty Professor, he was able to play all those different characters and make them believable.
Yeah, see, Eddie Gifted dude, man. That dude, that's like, you don't see a lot of cats that can do stuff like that. Eddie, yeah, the thing about comedy, and that's why a lot of comedians can transition into acting, because you're almost a one man or one woman play. You're on stage, you might do a joke about your uncle and switch your voice. Man, I told you niggas, wait, you better get the fuck up. And then, you can go from different, hello, how are you? You go into different characters. So you're almost doing your own little acting class while you're on stage. That's why comedy is the hardest form of entertainment. I don't give a fuck. You can go, I'll tell Meryl Streep, you can't do comedy better than me. Right. And Meryl Streep can do anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. But I bet you I'll smoke that bitch off the stage when it comes to comedy though. But she can probably play me in a movie. Meryl Streep can play me. That's how dope she is. But I'm saying comedy is so hard because I remember Denzel Washington. Remember the Actors Studio with James Lipton?
Yes,
the Actors Studio. I remember when when it was Denzel, and he had Robert De Niro. I remember the Robert De Niro interview, and he goes, "What is one of your biggest challenges?" And De Niro goes, "It's comedy. Definitely comedy. Definitely very difficult. Comedy's definitely the hardest." This is Robert De Niro.
Right.
Comedy, because comedy is the hardest, because it's comedy. People don't realize comedy comes with tragedy. Comedy comes with pain. You look at a guy like Richard Pryor. How fucked up was Richard Pryor? You look at, the George Carlins. There's a lot of anger and shit with comedy. So when you get into drama, it's an easier transition because you understand anger, you understand pain, you understand seriousness. Comedy is actually more serious than what you think it is.
I mean, look at Robin Williams. Look how talented he was.
Right. Yeah. You see what he was going through? Robin Williams, what he was.
Yeah.
Look at Bill Cosby. Look at his thing about women. Look at his thing of how, he's fucked up in a way. I don't know if he did everything, but I'm sure he did stuff.
Well, how was it opening up for the Cosby Show?
It was when I warmed up the last show. It was the CBS one. It wasn't the original. It was this last one he did with just Felicia Rashad and Madeline.
Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
So that was one of my first jobs when I moved to New York in '97. They were like, I was with William Morris Agency that Cosby was, and so they were trying to stay within the agency and find comedians that could warm up the show. And they saw my tapes. They saw the energy I had, and so I got the gig for a semester. And it was when his son was murdered. I was there.
Wow!
I was there, and at the time, I was there, and I went and I saw his genius, man. I mean, Cosby's a goddamn Cosby influenced Pryor. Yeah, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah,
really. What Cosby has done for television, every decade he changed. The '60s was I Spy. 70s was Fat Albert. Fat Albert, all black animation. Fat Albert.
You're right.
And he had a Cosby show. It was one he played a gym teacher before. Right. He had that. He had Jello pudding. He was major commercial spokesperson. He had Texas Instruments. He had Sesame Street. He had picture pages. Cosby changed decades. Yeah. Literally.
What's that movie he was in with Sidney Poitier?
Get a piece of the action and Uptown Saturday Night.
Uptown Saturday Night.
Yeah, with the boxing.
I just
Let's do it again.
Yeah, I just watched both of them. Because during the COVID, I watched I was watching all blaxploitation films. I wanted to watch all of them.
And Godfrey, I know with we were talking about pain and everything else like that with the pandemic and all the rest of that. Is there going to be something that you're going to say has it influenced your writing?
Of course. Even though we can't perform, because in New York, where I live, I've been in New York 20 years. I perform every single night in New York City. The clubs I used to do an average of 40 shows a week.
Yeah.
In New York City.
Right.
I'd be on stage 5 times a week. On the weekend, it'd be 8 or 9 shows, but on the weekdays, it's like 5 in a night. So we would the
5
average
in a night.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
You go on stage, you do 20 minutes here, 15 minutes. You boom, bang, bam, bam, bam. all of us was doing that. All of us was doing that. You know, and you know, Chappelle would come through, Rock would come through, Ray Romano come through, Robin Williams. I worked with him a few times.
Wow.
Humblest man on the planet. Oh yeah. It was New York had so many clubs. You have the boroughs too. You got Brooklyn got comedy, and Jersey got comedy, and Queens got comedy, Manhattan. So we were always performing. So that's how I got to be that good, was being in New York City, because I was like, there's no city that does it better. New York City, and that's Frank Sinatra was right. If I can do it here, I can do it any fucking where.
Do it anywhere.
Shit. And so, so I haven't been since COVID that those reps practically shut down. So what I did was I took social media, because I was always doing my lives after my shows. I'd be on lives, my Instagram lives, and I would be with some real hot, like a hot chick, like some badass chick with me, like boom, because people like that when you got women with you. It's just, you know how it is. If they see pussy, they're like, oh, who that? Oh man, you know what the business is. The business is like you want girls to want to fuck you and guys that want to be like you. That's the whole illusion to it.
That's it.
Right. So on my lives, I have a chick with me or something. They be like, damn. And other girls like it when you with other women. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Women like that. You always with pretty girls. Damn right.
They claim they don't, but they do.
They love that because they go, damn. So I would do that because I learned about 3 years ago. I was, old school. I was like, fuck that social media shit. I don't feel like doing that. Then one day something kicked me in my ass and said, what are you doing, bro? This is the way of the world. This is the way of the world. Get your ass on. So I started doing sketches. I don't know if you see me do Steve Harvey shit. I've been doing Steve Harvey video. I got on. I started doing sketches with younger cats, just doing like all that goofy shit that I didn't want to do. I had to get rid of my ego and go, this is the way of the world. And I'm so happy. I was at about 3 years ago, I was about 8,000 followers, right? About 3.5 years. I'm closing in on 500,000 followers.
Wow. That's what's up.
But this is busting my ass though. Technology is here, but you have to use it as a tool. Yeah. You can't, a hammer ain't shit if you ain't picking it up and using it. You have to use it. Like what you're doing now, Master G. Yes. You're doing it now. You're not, you gotta do it. This is the way of the world. Look at what the COVID. Now thank God you started. COVID has forced everybody. You better get that tripod, motherfucker. You better get that phone. You better learn that Zoom and that street. You better get your no typing ass and finger peck.
That's right.
You see where I'm at, right? You see where I'm at.
I see where you at.
You see what I'm doing, right?
Okay. I see what I mean, even your chair is at an angle you don't really know yet.
Yeah, right. See?
And Master G, he right here. He like this. Yo. You can see me, right? Okay. All right. All right.
I'm still
That's it. That's Master G right here. All right. Bet. So
he got me. He got me.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy out there, right? See, Hen Dog got it right. He got his scepter, boom. He got the angle, got the records in the back. He knows how to use it.
He's the dude. That's what I tell you.
He knows how to use. He knows it. He knows how to. His shit is perfect. He got his shit like baby. He knows how to use it. But Master G is gonna get it. I know half his chair is right here. He's like, so listen.
I'm still trying to make it work.
But I'm glad that you're on it, man. I'm really happy for you because you know, people want to see, they want to know. We got to, especially, man, the old school, man, but got to be giving their flowers, man, while y'all are here, man.
Listen, no.
The foundation
it took me a long time, and that's why I keep saying, you know, it took me decades. I mean, I've had people around me for years with, you know, I got people with the working, you know, my businesses, everybody got computers, this, that. I mean, I've been around it, but I never physically, like this right here. This is huge. This is wow. And to do this, I mean, and then the other thing is to even allow this much contact with people, you know?
Yeah.
Because for so long, man, I just had an aversion for people, period. You know, It was just,
the phobia, was it, what is that, agoraphobia?
Yeah.
What's the...
No, I don't know what it's called, but I just, you know, I mean, even when we going out on the road, man, I'll come in, you know, I'll come out, do the show, go crazy, you know, like I love performing, you know, but as soon as we done, man, I'm like, you know,
Diamond, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll stand behind Diamond and shoot, get me up out of there, man. I've
really,
yeah, man, and even to this day, a lot of times, man, you know, I'll walk around and dress down and go away. I won't be around the crew. Like if I go someplace with them, you know, we go together. They're, oh my God, who are you guys? But you know, a lot of times I'll be like, we're gonna go grab something to eat. And I'll be like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm gonna go back to the room. Then I wait till everybody leaves, change my clothes, wear like some sweats or something, and then go hide like in the restaurant at the hotel and just lay in there and eat. Cause I just, you know, it's been so difficult for me to deal and be with people. So this right here, like I said, man, when it was brought to me, I was like, I'm finally in the right place. Again, with everything happening and everything being the way that it's been, I'm finally in the right place, and it's the right time for me to say, okay, boom, and this is the way to do it, you know? So I'm happy, man.
If you guys, I got other comedians that need to come and talk to y'all. If you guys need me to do that,
whoever.
I will say, oh, no, I'm be like, guess who I just finished talking to? They're going to be like, what? Hell yeah, I'll do that shit. People will do it.
I'm still getting to that,
please.
you know?
Yeah.
People will be like, all the guys that they all grew up on to talk to hip hop legends. What you all don't understand too is that my comedy was based on being like a rapper, because I always wanted people to remember what I said. You know, that's lyrical content, you know, putting words together. That's what comedians do. Right. That's what rappers do. And rappers and comedians are very similar, like musicians. We all laugh. We want to be funny. We all want to know how to play an instrument. We love music. We all want to be able to rap. It's timing, improvisation. Yeah. We're all the same mentality. So
yes, we are.
Yeah. So you don't understand, like me doing comedy was in 90s. It was like Tribe Called Quest, Big Daddy Kane, Brand Nubian, boom, 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 boom. And I do a podcast with Lord Jamar. You know, Lord Jamar from Brand Nubian. Yeah, me, Lord Jamar, and Raw Digger from Flip Mode. We do it's called the Godcast. It's called the Yada Mean Godcast. Yada Mean Godcast. Yada Mean.
We know what you're saying, son. Podcast. I got you, son.
You got me, son. You understand, son? When I first came to New York, man, I'm all sunned up because I'm coming from Chicago saying y'all and y'all. And, I ain't fit to all that shit.
You want a pop? You gonna get a pop? You get a pop?
I'm gonna get a pop, man. I'm gonna get a pop. You know what I'm saying? And then now, when I got here and I asked for pop, I say, yeah, you guys got pop? They're like, yo, what the fuck is pop? They say soda, son, soda.
Yes,
but it's really soda pop.
Right.
Yeah, but it was like, yo, soda, son. You know what I mean, son? Yo, God, what's good, B? You know what I'm saying? Yo.
Know what I mean? No shit.
Know what I mean? Yeah. What's up, God? Yo.
What's up, God? Peace, God.
Peace, God. Peace to the gods and the earths. Peace to the earths and the gods. 5%ers all day. Feel me?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's so funny because growing up and listening to hip hop in Chicago, and then you move to New York, and all the shit start making sense. Oh, that's what they mean by 5%. Oh, that's what they mean by this. Oh, that's what they mean by Linden Boulevard and and 125th Sugar Hill. I was like, Sugarhill Gang, what's that? Oh, Harlem, Sugar Hill. Oh, okay. Yeah, all that stuff starts to make sense after a while. You know what I mean? Right. All the shit that you saw on TV and in movies, you go, oh shit, this is Beat Street. That's because I remember. I think you all remember Beat Street. Beat Street.
Oh yeah.
I ended up staying in that exact brownstone. The first scene of Beat Street, I ended up living in that brownstone for 6 years.
Wow.
Really?
118th and Lenox Avenue. It's 119 West, 118th Street, the Owens family. I ended up living in the middle floor. of that place where they shot Beat Street, which is like, that's what I'm just saying.
That's
when
crazy.
I got to New York, everything started falling in place. I mean, I had a conversation. Kumo D was a fan of mine. Do you know how fucked up I was when Kumo D said, "Yo, Godfrey, like what you're doing"? What? Kumo D?
That's our dude.
Kumo D, man. What?
Yes, man. Modicius. Yes, Modicius.
Man, I'm talking to Kumo D in the middle of a grocery store in LA at Ralph's for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm in a grocery store with Kumo D in the cereal aisle. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. That's how human we are. That's how human we are.
Yeah.
And we're, you know, and the fact that the fact that I became a comedian, I don't regret it. I'm glad to connect to all of you. If it wasn't for comedy, I wouldn't be connected to you guys at all.
That's right.
And you definitely connected. Have you? Diamond, you probably want to ask Godfrey about this, but I'll start off. Do you play any musical instrument?
No, I do not play any musical instruments. Damn it! I wish I did.
Things very well, man. So you sound like a brother that will be able to sing or be able to play an instrument.
Listen. My musical ear is disgustingly dope. My musician friends say I'm not tone deaf. I'm none of that. I want to play one.
What do you want to play?
I don't want to play an instrument and consider myself a musician, because that would be an insult to my friends who have been playing real instruments, who have calluses on their lips from trumpet and fingers and violinists. I want to play for myself because I've always wanted to play an instrument. I want to know how to play an instrument. I want to know how to make that sound that I hear from playing all that. You know, someone's actually played that. When you listen to music, go, that motherfucker's playing that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we press buttons now. We press buttons now. What do you think?
There was a brother in the studio back in the day, and we were doing a session. I was just an engineer at that time. And these guys had me in the studio for about 4 hours, fogged out. Nah, man, you know, and the guys was just playing this damn breakbeat just over and over again. Right. Then they had to send somebody else out for another record for this other part that they wanted to play. So I sat down and I'm like, listen, now hours is passing by. They paying me about an hour. You know how this thing go.
Right.
And I said, what you say to them? Oh, I want them to play this part. I want them to. So I sat down and I started playing. He said, damn. Oh, shit. You can play that shit? How do you think it got done, bro?
How many instruments you play, man?
Oh God. I mean, you haven't played D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keys.
I play the drums. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, not like we all play live. So G is the drummer. Hen is the keyboard player. I'm the other keyboard player, percussionist, and vocalist.
Yeah.
And Wonder Mike, bass player.
And
what?
DJ.
Yeah.
Wonder Mike bass.
Yeah. Wonder Mike plays the bass.
Wonder Mike plays the bass.
Yeah. Well,
you know, one time I was actually on the airplane with you guys one time.
I saw you. Oh, you no, Godfrey. I tell you, and I didn't want to bring it up, right? Because I was like, me being, you know, like,
because I saw you guys. Because I saw Wonder Mike, I was like, you can't miss him. I was like, holy shit!
Right.
And I think it's when Hank was still alive.
No.
How many years ago?
No, this was a few years ago.
Yeah. Okay, he was there. He was gone. But I was I saw you. I was like, I saw Wonder Mike. I said,
and I think I saw you. You were cracking jokes on the plane.
I was.
Yeah.
You probably saw me. I'm about as big as Hank.
Right. It was you.
That's probably what it was.
You got what's behind your head?
You saw Diamond, right.
You saw Diamond.
He was knocked out. He was knocked out like.
That's usually.
And I said, is that Hank? Is that him? I was like, nah, that don't look like him. Yeah, we were on the same plane.
Yes, yep. we were going to do it. We yes, man. Your hair was you didn't have hair that time. Your hair was shaved.
Yes,
what? That's crazy. That's so crazy. I didn't think you was gonna bring it up because I was like, when we first got the whole setup, right? I was like, damn, I know I've seen him in the airport somewhere. And I couldn't remember where it was, but it was
Amsterdam. You say, that's that black actor, the comedian.
I was like, I know him. I said, I know him. I said, that's that comedian, man. Yes, man. And you saw us and we saw you. Crazy. Look at that. And we was packed. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, see, that's what I was trying to tell you. Like, if I go by myself, you know, people they might recognize me, whatever. Right. But if I go someplace with Mike, right away they'll see Mike and they'll see me and they'll see that height difference,
and they know the sizes from the song.
Yeah, and they'll be like, oh yeah, he's that's massive. And this is the thing that gets me. People will mix us up. Now, how in the world am I Wonder Mike? Right? They'll call me Wonder Mike. They'll call me Wonder Mike. No, I'm Master G. No, he's Wonder Mike. And they'll go to him and go, Master G. They'll be like, no, he's Master G. I'm one Henry. How many times does that happen?
And you be like, I want my name back, motherfucker. I want my name back. I want my name back, goddammit.
Right. I fought for that. No. Yo, look. I'm gonna switch gears because we could be here all day because that's crazy that we finally got to that because I was sitting there thinking
that's crazy.
I wonder if you remember me to be on that. Like, anyway. So I want you to talk about some politically, man, and I don't whatever what your thing is, whatever, that's whatever. But talk to us about, like, from being in Chicago and your upbringing, because you evidently have a good foundation. You know what I mean? You have a strong family unit. You're an intelligent guy, which is not a shocking thing to which most people don't understand. That we have
smart black people. It's not shocking. We've been very smart for a long time.
Right. My mother was very. I had to read encyclopedias and do book reports when I was a kid. What I mean? All of that, man. That's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Right. And people are like, wow, you speak so well, Master G. Because I would have got hit in the head if I came in. And you couldn't say. My mother would say, if you say, your mother would say, guy, you'd be like, no, ain't no Hey,
no,
Hey, it's for horses.
Yes, mother.
Right. Yes, mother. Yes. Right. So anyway, speak about based on that background, man, where you are politically, man, in the race thing. What's going on with you, man, as far as where you at on that?
Well, I mean, coming from Chicago, Chicago's the most politically corrupt city in the country. That's the truth. It's like we're the most corrupt. Like,
for history,
it's always been run by the mob. History.
That was one of the things I liked about being there, though.
It's real foul. They don't give Jesse Jackson did his politics there. Barack Obama. I mean, Al Capone went from New York to Chicago to do his gangster shit.
Right.
Go figure. Even the heavyweight champion Joe what's his name?
Joe Louis?
Joe.
Who?
God damn it! The first one in early 1900s. Joe.
You talking about Jack Johnson?
Jack Johnson. Sorry, I'm doing Joe Johnson. Jack Johnson. Okay. Jack Johnson did a lot of his shit in Chicago. A lot of his little business deals. Went to Chicago, knocking white boys out, going to Chicago, boning white women, doing all kinds of shit in Chicago.
Chicago's the real deal, baby.
No doubt. I mean, Frank Sinatra sang about two places, New York and Chicago.
That's right, baby.
That's right.
And Frank was gangster. You know that. So
all day.
As far as politics, listen, man. I mean, as much as I've read, especially about our plight, I only think about what's in it for us. That's all I think about. What's in it for Black people who built America, practically invented goddamn near everything that they have stolen and patented for themselves. Like, what is it in it for us who deserve the most? Yet we're always the side thought. Every time there's when people are running, no matter whether it's for senator, whether it's for congressman, every time it's like, yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that. Then they go, and now the Black vote. What? Because it almost seems like when they say an American, they don't include us. We're not visually included. When they think and they say, I just want for the American people. What do you mean when you say American people? You're talking about whites. That's the default. white people? Are you talking about the American people as in African Americans, black folk? Are you talking about the Mexicans? Are you talking about the Asians? I really believe they're talking about white folks. They're always talking about what they're going to get first. It's
Make
like
America great again.
Right. It's no different than the gay community. When they talk about the gay community, are you talking about white gays? Or are you talking about the black gays who actually give the gay community swag? Because the black gays are the ones that give the gay community an identity, actually. You know what I mean? So are you talking about them? Are you talking about the Latino gays, the Asian gays? No, you're talking about white folks. No matter what the sexual preference, they're talking about them. It's no different than whenever you see like a commercial for a medicine, right? You see a commercial for a medicine, you know, like let's say it's some nasal shit, right? They always show you that picture of the person putting it in their nose, and they show you the it's a white head. It's always a white face. It's always a white, even in anatomy books, it's a white body. It's only about them all the goddamn time. So when I look at politics, I don't really give a shit who's gonna win. I kind of don't care because it's been set up to be fucked up. I mean, let's be real. People go,
whoa. Exactly. See, Godfrey, they always say, fix the system. Let's fix the system. The system ain't broke. It was never made for us. So I say, if we're gonna do anything, let's tear it up. When the founders wrote the Constitution, they didn't say, well, this shall never be changed. They didn't say that. We can change the shit.
Right, exactly. And I really believe too, shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. I got his book, Powernomics. He's 85 years old. He's been an educator, worked with the White House for a long time. His brother, he has a book called Powernomics, which everybody should read, talking about Black folks need to start. We have to have our own economic base. We have to, no matter who's running, if Black people learn to have their own economic base and be independently voting, not be Democrats or Republicans, because here's the thing, Black people were Republicans first back in the day.
Yes.
And then Democrats, the Democrats came and forced us to be Democrats through the Ku Klux Klan. So we were always Republican, we were business-based, but they burned down all of our shit from Black Wall Street. We all know this, Black Wall, all that. They burned that all. So what Dr. Claude Anderson is saying, and this 85-year-old man, he's saying we need to be independently vote. We need to have all our money in one thing, because once we have that economic power, we can buy the police, we can buy the politicians. The reason why we get shot and they get over, you know, when we get killed, you know, they get over. They get, you know, considered innocent verdicts is because we have no power base. Because we protest, because they don't shoot Asians. You see any Asian men getting shot? Are they putting their knee on any Asians? Are they putting their knee on a Mexican dude? Are they putting their knee on Arabs? Because they have their own money. And a half of these motherfuckers come into our neighborhoods and buy and make money off of us, at the same time disrespecting the shit out of us, disrespecting our women, our fucking men, our children, and we keep putting money in their pockets. Let me tell you something. If I was a politician and I shit on you and you took it, I'm gonna keep shitting on you until you learn to get some dignity. I can't get mad at a Korean dude being shitty to me when you keep on fucking buying shit for him.
Right. If you
why do you keep?
Go back to even the days of the busing when we had to sacrifice and get up and boycott the buses. What did we do? We bought our own buses. We did our own things, and we did very well with it. We did so well that they had to let us sit where the hell they wanted to. But instead of keep going, we disbanded our own stuff
because we wanted so happy to want to be with white people
because we can sit there.
Right.
And we fucked that up. Go ahead.
The key, man, and I'm glad you finally said that, because, you know, again, I've had to keep the key for us, man, especially with this police thing, man, is economic power. We need to hit these people in their pockets, man. I mean, and at the end of the day, you know, if we don't understand the power of economics, financial freedom, man, independent wealth is the key to real freedom, man, as a people. And that's the thing, that everything else has been talked about. You know what I mean? Yeah, we need better rights. Oh, we need reform. Everything has been talked about, man. But that's not going to change it. That's not until we. Thank you, man. The only thing that the world, the Asian, Arab, the only thing the world respects, man, is that money, the platinum, gold, and not paper money. The substance, the stuff that really matters.
They say, how do we get rid of racism? Dough gets lots of money.
There you go. There it
racism. How do you get rid of racism?
It erases all
lots
that.
of wealth.
It erases all that.
I mean, it erases racism as far as surfacely on the surface.
Yes,
but that's all I need. I don't really. First of all, here's what racist people, they're a little delusional. Racist people think we like them. I don't like you either, motherfucker. You're corny. There's nothing you have that I want. The only thing you have is a little bit of freedom and justice. I just want to be left alone. I'm not waking up every day to be around white folks. I like good people. If they happen to be white, that's great. I have friends. We all have friends from every race. That's fine. What I care about is I care about Black folks improving every day. That's all I think about. It's like, how are we being treated? That's what I care about every day. I don't give a fuck about white folks. Not in a manner where I don't care about them as human beings. I don't care about their races. I don't. You can suck a. You can suck one. I don't care. But racist people think that we want to be around them. I don't want to be around you. You're not that cool. You're taking from us all the time. I don't like you. My culture is so strong, from Afro-Latino to African to Caribbean to African-American. We have so much variety. In fact, we can look like you and be Black. We can look like any race. We can look Asian. We can look white. We are the ones. The Black woman has the gene that creates everybody. So we don't even have to leave our race because we got everybody in it already. We're that dope. And then we need to realize how dope we are. But the one thing that they did to us was our fighting against each other. We got to get rid of that. When we first walk into a room, that mean mugging shit, we got to erase that. We do that too much. Like, who the fuck is this? I just walked in the room, man. I'm not your enemy, bro. I just walked into the room. You gotta cut that. Black women have to cut it when they see other women. Gotta cut it. You gotta be welcoming. Like, be happy when you see other Black folk. Like, hey, man, be happy, man.
The main thing too, Godfrey, is that see, they can not like each other and still work together.
That's what I'm saying.
If we don't like each other, we can't even work together. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You ain't gotta like the person you work with.
You don't have to like them, but know what the purpose is. Listen, we should be able to agree to disagree. We don't have to, just because a brother don't agree with you, go, fuck that. No, let him, he has an opinion. What's wrong with that?
And he's entitled.
I don't see the tree the same way you see a tree. It's a tree. Who gives a shit? That's just how I see it. I'm not. Why would I want to be you? Why would I? If even as comedians, when they go, "Oh, I don't like that comic," that's all right. That's all right. Let that comedian be that. We can't be the same. That's crazy to me. If I talk about dogs and spoons, that's my prerogative. If you don't think dogs and spoons are funny, then don't laugh. But I think dogs and spoons are hilarious. That's how I feel. I don't want to talk about fucking a girl in the back or doggy style. I don't feel like doing that. I want to talk about dogs and spoons. Who cares? We are diversified people. We are not the same. We are not a monolith. God damn it, we are not a monolith. We are different. We need to accept that. See, it's funny how Black folks don't want you to be different, but then you get mad when people are treating you like shit because you look different. So you're internalizing the shit that they're doing. And you're not letting Black people be diverse, but you're mad because people don't want to hire you because you're Black. What the fuck are we doing here? See the psychology?
Yes. Absolutely.
So do you think you can't bitch about, man, this racist shit, but then you're upset because you see a brother that likes to skateboard, or you see a brother that likes to surf, or you see a sister that likes folk music, because you get mad. Oh, you like folk music? First of all music is black. It's all derived. Black music, that's just the children of black music, folk music, rock music. That's the offspring of black music. Of course you should like Joni Mitchell. Of course you should like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Of course.
Which is a totally great band. Absolutely.
Let me tell you something.
Don't forget
Young. I just watched the David Crosby, the new Crosby. That shit is so good. He was influenced by John Coltrane.
Yeah.
David Crosby was influenced by John Coltrane. And I was just listening to Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young.
Crosby,
man, the motherfuckers had some bangers.
No. Their catalog is incredible. Their catalog is incredible.
Incredible. Like,
no question.
What?
Yeah,
I was like, but it's not. But when you listen to those songs, those white groups, it's all black chords. It's all black music.
Yeah, those harmonies and all of that.
Those harmonies,
all of that blending, all of that is that's all
black.
They're all the same, man.
It's all the same, but that's what I mean. It's important that we know this. We have to start unlocking the little ignorant shit like that. People don't understand that I remember in football, my wide receiver coach used to always say, "Listen, son, it's the little things." He was a big, dark-skinned Alabama motherfucker who used to work for NASA, but this guy named Tim Harkness, we used to call him Tim Darkness because he was big old, and he used to be like this. I'm gonna tell you something, son. It's the little things. It's the little things. He was real country, but he was right though. It's the little things. Every time you catch the ball, you don't tuck it. If you don't tuck it in your thing and you run towards the sideline, if they hit the ball out, it'll go out of bounds. It's the little things. If you have it in the other hand, they fumble. That's in play. You got to remember the little things. It's the truth. It's like the little things with us. We got to learn when you come into a room and there's other black people, try to be welcoming, man. Try to break that little shit that we can do, because all of that is what creates the bigger picture. It is the reason why we can't do business together. It is because of little petty shit that we need to get rid of. We need to work on. If I don't get along with you, but we have a purpose, hey man, let's just get this money like the Jewish community does it, Asian community does it. They all do it.
Hold on. One of the biggest things that I learned in business, okay? One of the biggest things was you don't have to like a person to make money with that individual. You do not have to like a person. And I'm telling you, I have made money with people that I wouldn't, man, listen. But hey, when it came down to doing what they needed to do, they did it. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
And
they know that. But they know that. See, and when it comes to us, and I'm glad you brought this up, then it becomes a personal situation. It's a popularity contest. Well, if I don't like them, then I'm not working with them. No, man, no, because that might be the thing to get you to the next point. So we can go on and on, man. Hey,
I would love to come back for part 2.
Yeah,
you
gotta. We could be up here for
get those
3
other
hours doing this,
brother.
I'm gonna get my boy Shang. I don't know if you guys know Shang.
Yeah. Anybody.
Shang. Oh, I will tell him. Yo. Whose
tell
number
him,
called me? Who was the 201? Who was the 201?
That's our guy.
Hey, Hand, check it out. So I'm gonna send you people. All right.
Okay. All right. That's what's up.
Word.
Hey,
okay, I got your number. I'm gonna lock it in. You got mine.
Yeah.
So okay.
He's our ears, our arms. He's the lifeblood of our whole thing. I call him the glue that keeps the crew together. We couldn't do it without him. So he makes it work, man. He definitely makes it work.
Right on.
Diamond is can do. Diamond is will do. And Diamond, I call Diamond will do. We'll do anything to keep the crew together. And Hen is the glue that keeps the crew together. So, I hope too you guys look great. I hope you guys are trying your best to take care of your health. That's another thing. Taking care of our health, trying our best not to eat all the greasy shit, trying to get that water in, trying to, what I mean? Because we want to stay around. Y'all are still young and shit. Yeah, look at that.
Absolutely.
Godfrey, man, this was so cool, man. This is really, really cool. Again, this is an honor to do this show, and I appreciate everybody that's a part of it. I am Master G, and I am glad to finally be out here doing the daggone thing, but I couldn't do it without my crew, my brothers. Say goodnight, T Dynasty.
Good night, T Dynasty.
Nah. Say goodnight, Diggity. Say goodnight, Hidden Diggity.
Vote, baby. Vote.
Yeah. Oh.
There you go. There you go.
And of course, like I said, I am the MAS, the TER, the G to the double E, just in case people wanted to know. I'm the Master G. Say goodnight, Godfrey.
All right. Good night. Peace.
Pleasure, my brother.
All right, bro.
This is Sugarhill Gang Podcast, y'all. Thanks so much. We're out.